Hello everybody and welcome back to the Monguli Show. Today we're going to be taking a look at Preview 2023 Part 1. Now Scopley says that they do this twice a year at random intervals. They're going to take a look at everything coming up for the rest of the year, and this is what we're going to have to look forward to in 2023. Now I have not taken a look at this. I haven't watched any videos. I haven't read it ahead or anything. Everything I'm going to be seeing for the very first time. But the article's picture of the logo is Nova, so I do know that. Let's find out what else is going on. You're going to get my live reaction as we go through this together right now. Boop. Alright, Preview 2023 Part 1. Greetings, Marvel Strike Force players. If this is your first preview blog you've read, welcome! Twice annually, the dev team gets the opportunity to lift the fog of war and give you a look into the future to assist in the planning and progress for the year. This game has such an amazing community, and it's our privilege to get a bit more in-depth into how the team is thinking about your feedback and using it to make improvements and create new content. The most satisfying part of the job is releasing exciting content and hearing how much you enjoy it. We're always listening. We have a number of topics we're eager to share with you, which is just some of the content you can look forward to. Please remember that everything discussed here is subject to change. Of course it is. Reflecting on the past year, this will be good. It's an almost surreal experience to be on the other side of the finale of the Apocalypse Saga. The team has been focused on this new journey for well over a year, and we've learned a lot along the way. Like, let's not do that again. The team has read over a lot of player feedback and used to help guide how the game will shape in 2023 and beyond. There are a few high priority topics. First is to keep the game feeling fresh. We want to experiment more often with existing modes like Alliance War and Cosmic Crucible. Okay, I like both of those. We're iterating on game models like raids to bring new experiences. Okay. With all the forthcoming updates and improvements, we'll be listening to your feedback along the way to make further refinements. Second, we will be more deliberate in making quality of life improvements. I am okay with that. We have a long list of your requests, and we're carving out more production time this year to address pain points and squash bugs. Third, we're investing even more into the development of the official website, marvelstrikeforce.com. Unifying the functionality of msf.gg this year was just the start of a number of improvement tools designed to enhance your daily play. Our goal is to make the website the destination for the best information, tools, strategies, and general support for your in-game experience. I feel like there was a lot of sentences there and not a whole lot that was actually said, but okay, they want to take a look at Cosmic Crucible, Alliance War, raids. Those are the things they want to focus on going forward. I'm okay with that. They didn't mention Blitz at all. Fantastic. Let's get as far away from blitzing as possible. That is basically just dead game space. Let's get into stuff that's a bit more interesting. Cool. The next legendary character. We're excited to announce the next legendary event will feature Nova. Awesome. This is the first new character we're announcing with his new team trait, Nowhere. You can probably make a few guesses about the next Nowhere characters that will be announced, and a few of those guesses will likely be correct. Nowhere is the celestial head that they're mining in Guardians of the Galaxy. It's kind of that, like, refuge for people on the fringe, I guess. I don't know who, like, if the Guardians of the Galaxy are already in the game, Yondo's already in the game. Cosmo, maybe? I don't know. I'm much more of a boots on the ground kind of a person. I'm not big into the cosmic stuff, but still, that's kind of cool. One piece of feedback from the community is that they enjoyed the overall experience in the Scourges immensely. I will agree with that. The Scourges were fun, as they provided a satisfying challenge while offering customization elements. We also heard the feedback that during the year-long journey towards Apocalypse, player felt like they lost some agency in the characters and teams that they wanted to invest their resources in. Yes, nobody wanted to build the exact same team as everybody else. The nice thing about this game is you can pick and choose, and Apocalypse took that away from you. It just told you what to do. That sucked. It was a one-off test, so be it, but if they do it back-to-back, that's a bad thing for this game. With that in mind, in 2023, you'll see a return of the Scourge-type events with some interesting new twists to the design and revamped rewards. Cool. These will be similar to the traditional legendary events in that they are treated as standalone encounters and won't all chain into requirements for additional features, content, as with the Apocalypse Saga. Cool, I'm okay with this. They will be part of a grander story being told going into the next year, but not all characters released along the way will be required for the narrative. I'm totally fine with that. I have no idea what the story is in this game. I don't pay attention to that. That's not why I'm here. I have all my comic books for the stories. This game is just for the fun of actually building the teams and fighting. But I mean, for the people who do care about the narrative, fantastic. I'm glad there's something there for you. I'm also really glad that it's not required to get every single character. You can kind of pick and choose a little bit. The FOMO in the last year was ridiculous because you needed every single character to work towards Apocalypse. I mean, I'm still going to work towards every single character, but like for the people who just don't want to, or maybe like a character comes out that they just don't have a use for, great. That's awesome that it's not as required, although I'm sure they'll still try and make it as, give you as much fear as possible. You need to get everybody you can. With the incredible power possessed by Nova, including access to the Nova Force, he will be the second character ever, after Red Hulk, to wield an impressive battlefield effect. Once again, we're highly curious to hear your speculation on what the battlefield effect can do. Interesting. Picture of Nova. Not gonna lie, probably gonna use that for the thumbnail. To participate in a legendary event and unlock Nova, you'll need to be at player level 50 plus and have at least 5 characters in any combination of the following: Masters of Evil, X Factor, or Quicksilver. Okay, Quicksilver's not in the game yet, but that's kind of cool. I don't think he ever was a member of X Factor. I could be wrong on that, but it'd be cool to lump him in and give them their 5th member. That would be nice. I've got all of X Factor and all of Masters of Evil, so that's not a problem. It's just a matter of getting Quicksilver whenever he shows up. Dark Dimension 6, they're bringing it back. Yes, it's back. While there was a lot of fun with Scourges and Sagas over the last year, the community expressed a longing for the annual excitement around the adventures that is the Dark Dimension. Yes, I'm totally burying the lead by not talking about this guy. Also missed was the ability to have... That's not burying the lead, that's the opposite. Whatever. Also missed was the ability to have more agency with team compositions, which leads to more personal customization and riveting theory crafting. Yes, that's what we want to be doing. We want to be making our own teams, not just cookie-cuttering it. We hear you and are currently in production on the 6th installment of the popular game mode. One of the defining associations with Dark Dimension has been the marquee reward of unlocking an infamous villain from the Marvel Universe. In keeping with that treatment, we're delighted to announce that the marquee rewards for Dark Dimension 6 will be none other than the enhanced Skrull Warrior Super Skrull. The character model is not final yet, but we can show you this sweet concept art. Now, my understanding of Super Skrull is he has all of the powers of the Fantastic Four. You can see, I can't point to him, you can see he's kind of elongated in that right arm. He's obviously on fire. His left arm is a rock. And if you look down at his right foot, it's kind of invisible. So that's really cool. He's got all Fantastic Four powers all the time. He can wield them to great effect. And he's just kind of a pain in the ass. I don't know if he's all that clever. I don't know the character super well, but I know that he's a toughie. So that's kind of fun. See what happens there. Let's not skip down too low. Let's not show off before we get there. Here's the essential info to start prepping for the future challenge. Below are the character trait requirements, but keep in mind that the order of the mission nodes has not been finalized yet. So we've got non-legendary city, non-legendary global, non-legendary cosmic, non-horseman legendary. Okay, that's new. Legendary and or apocalypse. I don't have apocalypse. Is he not a legendary character? That seems weird. You'd think he would be. Okay. Gear requirements. Gear tier 18. Good God. I am not even at gear tier 17 on anybody, I don't think. Maybe I have one. But gear tier 18, that's still a ways away. Now, it's nice, though, because they have started giving gear tier 17 in milestones with some of the new events. They're the whale milestones that you have to, like, pay money to get down to. But at least they're, they're showing you that they're starting to trickle down. I'm sure they'll start getting to player-friendly or free-to-play player-friendly at some point. So maybe that's a good one to work towards. But, I mean, I just got Dormammu, like, 3 weeks ago. I still don't have Apocalypse. I fear for me personally, it's going to be a while before I get Super Skrull, but it's always nice to have a goal to be working towards, so that's cool. Gear tier 18, ISO requirements, none. Okay, that's cool. Gear tier 18, it's time to power up your roster and explode into the next level with an exciting upcoming release of Gear tier 18. If you're finding existing content to be more challenging than anticipated, the power of GT18 will help you bust through those roadblocks, if you can afford it and get that high. This will be your master key in unlocking access to battle through the epic Dark Dimension 6 and unlocking Super Skrull. Get ready because your first opportunity to start collecting pieces and crafting this powerful new gear is expected to arrive sometime in the month of May. One of the primary methods of acquiring Mighty Gear Tier 18 will be an exciting adventure through the Incursion Raid. We've been hearing about this for a little while, but this is our first time actually taking a look at it. That's kind of cool. Now, are these all starting positions? Like, can you start way up here? And up here? No, that can't be right. Can it? Interesting. The grand follow-up to the Doom raids is on the way in the form of new Incursion raids. In the Marvel Universe, Incursion refers to colliding realities with potential cataclysmic results if not kept in check. It will take the combined might of Strike to answer the Incursion threat and prevent the destruction of Nexuses of Earth. So maybe you can start up in these weird random locations because it's trying to show that two things are colliding. So you can start up here, over here. Well, that's not the same connection, but like maybe down here somewhere, and your team will work down while some other team works up, and that's kind of how they... You have to work with your team so you don't overcommit and then they can't finish off their lane or something? I don't know. That'd be kind of neat. Before we go into details of the Incursion Raid, check out this recent blog entry and where we announced two new event types that act as preludes. Showcase events, short events running in tandem with new character releases, and epic events, Invaders Incursion, a longer event that runs during the release of several new characters for the same team or trait. These events will feature characters of teams traits that will be designed for use in the Incursion Raid. Like the Doom raids, the mission nodes will allow you to bring your characters of choice. Wow, I am just getting all over the place. Bring your choice of characters with respective origin traits. However, the challenges you will encounter in the Incursion Raid will be crafted with the new characters in mind and will be best suited for the battles. Making progress in Incursion Raids is extremely important as it'll be primary method of earning Gear Tier 18 pieces, which you'll need to enter Dark Dimension 6. Okay, so you need to get up to the point where you can be doing these raids to get to the point where you can be doing the Dark Dimension. Kind of makes sense. That was pretty much the same with how the Doom raids were with Dark Dimension 5 and 6, so... The Rebirth and Invader teams will be extremely powerful and are crucial to your success in these new Incursion raids. More characters teams will be released later in 2023, designed for use in the Incursion raid. You'll know which characters these are as they'll have showcase events and epic events running alongside their release. Spread the word to your alliance and start preparing now for the Incursion raid. New Alliance War event. Oh, are they switching War up? That'd be really cool. War's gotten kind of stale. You told us the Alliance War is one of your favorite game modes. I have not told you that. And we've received a lot of suggestions on how to keep it feeling fresh. The dev team is excited to take action on your ideas by trying out a number of new reward challenges and limited time events. Reward changes. Get ready to accelerate your teal gear progression into high gear to prepare for the forthcoming Gear Tier 18. Yes, please. Coming first around the end of April will be a highly requested teal war orb containing items including coveted Tier 16 mini uniques. Additionally, there will be more slots of teal uniques in war supplies for level 80 plus players to satisfy your need for shopping therapy. I'm okay with this. I'm definitely okay with getting more teal stuff. Like, I know you're not going to give us teal 17 and 18 stuff, but even Gear Tier 16 is getting pretty hard to come by for some characters. Like, there are so many mutants you have to level up now that I am just struggling just to get them up to a decent level. So this is awesome. Bring in all the more teals you can. Give them to us. Let me know. Limited time event, Nowhere Siege. From the darkest reaches of space, the Nowhere team is coming to the rescue of Strike. And they're bringing the worst of the cosmos along with them. The Nowhere Siege will offer a different perspective on war gameplay. This is a limited run event with temporary configuration where we can test and optimize different rules and mechanics. Player feedback provided during this event will significantly help guide any future events. The first new limited time spin of Alliance War will be created with upcoming Nowhere characters in mind. There will be updated room rules, strategy changes, and new mechanics. Updated room rules. Nowhere characters will get bonuses on offense. Cosmic villains will replace military and existing room bonuses. Black Order and Thanos will receive buffs on defense. Okay, cool. Strategy changes. Defeating the opponent's armory and the hangar will no longer affect the stats of the opponent's attacking characters. Instead, defeating the opponent's armory and hangar will affect the stats of your attacking characters. This should reduce the necessity to attack at specific times of the day. Okay, so does that mean that your characters will get stronger once they don't have a hangar or an armory? Or does that mean your characters will get weaker once your armory and hangar are destroyed? I think I like the first option better. Gives you a little bit more player agency, but we'll see. New mechanics. A new attempt bonus will award points for clearing a room with the fewest attempts possible. Cancelled combat will not decrease the attempt bonus, but will still consume the spent war energy. This is the secondary win condition in clearing the most rooms. That's kind of cool. So if you can do a room in one shot, you'll get more points than you would if it took you 3 shots. So there is some bonus to being effective. As a tiebreaker only, there will be a new full clear bonus. If both alliances have cleared the same number of defensive squads and have the same attempt bonus, identical number of both attack attempts, the alliance that fully clears the Harrier first will win. I don't know that our squad has ever fully beaten another team. Maybe once early on. I could be wrong. Exhausted. Each time a defensive squad is attacked and isn't fully defeated, a stack of this new debuff will be applied to them, making them weaker in some way. That's really cool. Exhausted is only applied if the attack attempt is finished, not when combat is cancelled. More details on Exhausted will be announced closer to the release of this update. That's a really good idea, because if you leave, then you still get your team to, like, say you're using Weapon X versus their defense is Heroes for Hire. So if you use your Weapon X and leave, the Heroes for Hire will not be exhausted. They'll still be at full strength. But if you use your Weapon X and aren't able to finish them off, now they're going to be even weaker for the next team. So not only you might kill 1 or 2 people, so they're weaker in that way, but the 3 people remaining, they'll be even weaker. Your Weapon X is done. You've already spent them. So it's kind of nice that you get a little bit of a bonus, make it a little bit easier to clear that room later on. I think that's really cool. I'm okay with this. New Cosmic Crucible Tournament. That looks like the same, but bigger, right? Yeah, there's definitely more lanes there than there used to be. We're going to throw some spice into the Cosmic Crucible Gumbo in version 7.1.0 with a new twist on the classic format. For 1 week only before Season 3 begins, instead of the regular 8-person tournament, it'll be a massive battle in the form of an epic 32-person tournament. Yes! Your tactics and strategy will be put to the test with new custom stage rules, and it will all be worthwhile when your victories pile up to earn you rank and season rewards. With the added player count, there'll be 5 rounds, or 5 days, instead of the typical 3. So don't let your guard down for a second. That sounds cool. The 32-person tournament is an extremely limited time event that you don't want to miss. We'll be very interested to hear player feedback after the tournament to help influence the future of the 32-person tournament and other possible variations. I hope that this comes back more than once. This sounds really neat. I like the idea of having a bit of a bigger tournament, and I don't know that it said this specifically, but if it's going to change the rules, custom stage rules, it would be nice if those changed constantly. So you can't just set up your defense and walk away. Like if every tournament gave you like a couple hours to set your defenses for a new bracket, that'd be really neat. It might be a little bit hectic because people have different schedules for sleeping and working and stuff like that, but it'd be a really cool idea to try and implement where, you know, maybe on round 1, room 5 is really good to have your Wakandans, and then in round 2, room 2 is better for Wakandans. You have to just kind of like keep on board and shuffle things around. I don't know, that might be a bit too intense, but I kind of like the idea of this big tournament. On a more permanent basis with version 7.1.0, Cosmic Crucible supplies will have additional slots for Gear 16 and 17, increased availability. Yes, excellent, excellent, excellent. Need to get more of my characters higher up. Quality of life improvements. The theme of the day is player feedback because we have a slew of improvements you've been requesting to streamline and improve your daily experience. Quality of life improvements are a high priority for the team this year, and there are even more planned for this year in addition to what's listed below. Equip multiple gear levels at once. Okay, that's a great thing to do. Exactly what they said, it's a quality of life. It's not going to change the way you play the game in any way, shape, or form, but when you get a brand new character and you take them from 0 to 75, if you could just hit an equip all to level 75 button and just like all of a sudden you're at gear tier 15 or 14, I think, That sounds brilliant. Like that's a nice quality of life. Raids auto launcher. You won't have to worry about being online at reset time anymore. It will launch for you automatically. Okay. So as long as you're set up for what raid you want to have and you're not willing to change whichever one it is, that's actually a really nice way to make sure that your alliance never falls behind, especially if you're in the middle of a raid event and you need to get milestones and your team leaders aren't on the team, or your team leaders aren't online and they're not starting the raids and you're just watching the time tick by where you're not able to work towards those events. That's really frustrating. So this is kind of cool if you could set up, especially if you could set up at specific times. So maybe it's not 24/7 always going, but like, I don't know. I think that's a good idea. More sim. We're looking to expand the sim feature beyond raids and into other game modes to streamline the experience with easier content. Okay, so this is basically saying they want you playing the game less. But, I mean, there are certainly some things where I'm like, no, I just want to sim this. I know I'm going to win. I don't have to worry about it. Please, let's move on. Autocomplete function for additional repeating events to save your valuable finger, tapping strength to more nodes. Autocomplete function for additional repeating events. Okay, I get it. So this is for things like Block Party, where you can have like 3 different tries. If you've already won, you could just hit autocomplete and it'll just do all 3 wins at once. Again, it's a quality of life thing. Like, nobody's like bitching for this hard, I'm sure. This is a pretty basic thing. You only had to hit the button 3 times, but still, sure. Inbox improvement. There are several streamlined updates to help you more effectively navigate your inbox. Sure. First, here we go. Now we're actually talking about them. First, the inbox will be separated into 2 tabs, one for messages and another for rewards. Okay. To provide clear separation between map types. Second, the read and unread tabs will be merged into one tab with the option to toggle. Sure. Third, when tapping the Claim All button, a pop-up message will ask you to confirm the action before actually claiming all the items. I have not had a problem with the Claim All button, but I know that some people have. This is for you, Valley. Congratulations, you got it. I don't know. I've never hit the Claim All button and been upset. In this game, in Snap, I've done it a couple of times where I freak out because I just spent a bunch of gold on a variant I don't care about, and there's nothing you can do about it. That sucks. But in this game, it's just never bothered me, so Improvements to avatar and frame selection to change up player profile and express your fandom. That would be really cool if you could actually get multiples of the same character. So if for Gambit, let's say, if there was like 3 different Gambits, or like Spider-Man, who's a huge fan favorite, you could have like a bunch of different looking Spider-Man. Like, that'd be kind of cool. I don't know if that's actually what this is saying, but it'd be kind of cool. Clear communication for the minimum requirement necessary to qualify for leaderboard rewards in milestones. I don't care about leaderboards. I just get whatever I'm going to get from them. But for the higher up players who actually are going to score first or second place, I get that. Mojo's Mayhem revamp, extending the options of earning rewards by participating in modes you're already playing, like War and Cosmic Crucible, in addition to Blitz and Real-Time Arena. Okay, that's a very cool option. It's funny how when you get like a really heavy Blitz event, you'll hit level 100 really quick, and if you don't have a Blitz event for a little while, you get like level 60, and you're like, oh, I didn't get all the rewards I could have got. So that's cool. If you can do that for War and Cosmic Crucible, still be getting the same rewards, so you're not getting more out of it, you're just more likely to get all of it. That's alright. Overhauling the store in-game to make it more modern experience with features for convenience and personalization. We'll have to see what that actually looks like, but, sure. Website improvements. We're continuing our commitment to making MarvelStrikeForce.com the absolute best companion possible for the game. We've heard your feedback and are making some exciting improvements. Squad Sync. Want a quick and easy way to share your saved squads with friends and Alliance members? Coming soon, you'll be able to import your saved squads and then generate a code and you can share with your buddies so they can import your squad settings. This will be especially helpful for alliances looking to unify war offenses and defense teams across all member rosters. Or if you've discovered the ultimate Blitz saved squad rotation, share your codes with the community and watch the kudos roll in. Alright, I look forward to seeing what that looks like. It doesn't jump out at me as something that I'm super excited for, but we'll see how that works. Recruiting tools. Yes, we have been at 22 to 23 players for so long. It would be nice to get a 24th person that actually sticks around. That would be wonderful. Message me if you're interested and you're over level 90. Finding an alliance that fits your playstyle isn't always easy, but we're going to make it easier for you to find that particular alliance that works best for you and for that alliance to find you. Cool. Additional API support includes including saved squads mentioned above, ISO confidence, T4 confidence. If you haven't seen it, the confidence feature is a useful tool that displays the percentage of players that have unlocked a character and chosen to make certain upgrades. That's a really cool feature. If they're going to implement that with more things, I'm here for it. That sounds good. All right, and this looks like the end. Wrapping it up. There's definitely a lot more excitement coming than what is mentioned here. The sheer volume of content planned for this year is above and beyond any year prior, with all levels of players in mind. In addition to improving existing game modes and limited time events, the dev team is also planning a brand new game mode, currently targeted release in early 2024. That's almost a year away, guys. Like, that's 8 months away? Okay. Sorry, 8 months is January, so it could be, well, whatever. It's going to be a big deal. We hope to share more details on that with you in the second preview of 2023 blog later this year. I'm kind of torn on that. Like, 2024 feels like a really long time away from now, but at the same time, there's a lot of people talking about quitting this game and moving on, and if Scopley is still confident enough in this game that they're making predictions for a year from now, that gives me a little bit of confidence. Either they're completely out of touch with their player base, or they know things we don't know, and they're actually hopeful that the game will continue and make it to year 6. I don't know, like, sure. I hope for our sake that you do make it that way, and it does last for the next year, and it's fun for the next year. Like, I do enjoy this game. I don't want to see it die. But, I mean, the trend has been recently that things are going down. So if you're talking about doing something big in 2024, cool. I'm here for it. We greatly appreciate the passion and dedication to the game you've shown in the game's 5-year life. As players and fans ourselves, we share your passion and, along with our partners at Marvel, are committed to bringing you an unparalleled daily experience. The well of characters, events, and features is virtually endless, and we are beyond thrilled that you're with us on this epic journey. And now, we gotta do our daily objectives and war attacks. See you in-game. Okay, so that's a lot of information coming our way, but most of it is small changes or promises of the future that we haven't got yet. And as they say, everything here is subject to change. So take this with a grain of salt. That said, as I go through this list and I see Nova, I see Quicksilver, I see Super Skrull, I hear about improvements to Cosmic Crucible, which is my personal favorite game mode. I hear about, you know what I didn't see? I didn't see anything about Blitz in this entire section. Not one mention of making it better, making it worse, or getting rid of it. Are they just happy with it where it is? I don't think if they're, like, they said many times that they're listening to the player base. I can't imagine anybody in the player base is like, Blitz is fun, let's do more. So, did they just ignore that aspect of it? Or are they going to silently phase it out and just be like, that was the past, we're sorry guys, let's move on. There are a couple events that we just talked about coming up in this next week, and not a single, well, I mean, other than the weekly Blitz event on Friday, but like none of them are Blitz events. Like, they're raid events, they're raid events. War. There's a war event. There's a raid event. Like, I'm okay with this. I am okay if we take Blitz away for a little bit. I don't mind doing a little bit of blitzing, but like, too much. Kang was too much. So, overall, I mean, it's all subject to change. Everything in this could be different. Everything in this could be pushed back or changed subtly or whatever. But I'm excited. Like, it's good to know that they're thinking of the future. They're listening to the audience, or at least they're saying that they are. There's a couple of characters coming out that I like. I don't know. I think this is, all in all, a pretty good thing. I didn't read anything here that made me go, ugh. If they'd said, like, man, we're going to bring back Apocalypse-style events, that would have been a big negative for me. I don't want that. I'm very okay with Dark Dimension 6. I'm not going to be able to get to play it anytime soon, but it's cool that it's there and I can be working towards it. I love the idea of Scourges being the new way that we release characters. I've really enjoyed those. I would like it if there was some way to be a bit more challenging other than just like, oh, level up minions. Because, like, nobody wants to level up your minions. Like, but maybe, like, still give you the option to pick your teams, but maybe just choose from less teams or something. Kind of like, you know what? Kind of like the Gambit raid, where you don't necessarily get a full team of characters, you just get these certain characters, and which ones of those characters are you going to choose to work well together? Because you don't get to just choose, oh, I'm going to choose X-Men. Like, you have to actually build your team of whatever you've got in that certain weird little pile. That would be a lot cooler than just being like, Bio, or Mutant, or X-Men, or whatever. Like, that'd be kind of neat. I'd be okay with that. So, overall, we'll wrap this up at around the, I don't know, half an hour mark or so, wherever we're at. What do you guys think? Does this do anything for you? Do you enjoy hearing about any aspect of this? What part of this makes you excited for the future? Did anything about this scare you? Did you hear anything you were like, oh crap, scourges? Ugh, no thank you. Let me know in the comments down below. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me where you're at with this game. Are you going to stick around until 2024 to see what that new game mode is, or are you on your last legs with Strike Force? Leave a comment down below. If you've made it this far, consider giving me a like, and have yourself a wonderful evening. Goodbye.